Hello, sweethearts. It's nice to see you again. Welcome back to the channel. Please come into my studio and let's get creative. Today is a very special day. Today is the winter solstice, and it's a time that often gets overlooked because we get so busy getting ready for Christmas, and especially women, because we're the ones who really put together the celebration of Christmas. But winter solstice is a very special time for creatives, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. Winter solstice is the time, it's the darkest day of the year. It's because the sun barely makes it above the horizon, and it really says, the word means sun standing still. And it's a beautiful time of year because as hard of a time it is for us because we're in the darkness, it really is seasonally telling us to go deep within ourselves. And when we go deep in ourselves, along with the cycles of nature, we find great nourishment within. So I'm going to invite you today to come along with me while I do my annual winter solstice. It's a ritual that I do each year that really nourishes me. I stop everything I'm doing, stop all the planning and organizing and activities for Christmas, and I just take an hour of my precious time and I go within, and I just come back. When I'm finished with the ritual, I come back so fully nourished and so ready to celebrate the holidays with my loved ones. So I'd like to invite you to come along with me. I start my solstice celebration by going for a walk in the woods. Where I live, there's lots of woods. We have a piece of land here. My husband and I have lived on for close to 50 years, and I really know my land and the woods quite well. So when I go into the woods, for just like a 20-minute walk. I go when it starts to get dark on the night of the winter solstice, and my eyes and my heart are open. Now, wherever you have to walk, go for it. It doesn't matter if you're in a neighborhood, in a city, or in an urban dwelling. If you're an urban dweller, it doesn't matter. Just go outside and feel the sense of the air, how it changes, how the light is changing. These are all things that you really need to take inside yourself so that you can feel much closer to nature, which is all around us, no matter where we live. So I go into the woods and I really, really pay attention and give myself to what it says to me. And the woods has always got a message to give me. And on the winter solstice, it's telling me in everything to be quiet. The plants look like just sticks. They are skeletons of themselves. All the energy of the earth has gone down into the earth. You know, Persephone, the goddess, has also gone down into under the earth. And so our female energy really goes down at this time. Don't fight it. Go with it, go down with that energy and see what's inside yourself. Because this is a time of year when things are really heightened on the inside because there's not a lot of stimulation on the outside. You know, everything is not blossoming and the trees aren't in full leaf. It's just a really quiet time of year. By walking quietly with yourself in the woods, it will bring you back to your core, to your very essence of who you are as a creative. So remember, this is a ritual that I do that works for me, that I want to share with you so that you can take these ideas and turn it into the ritual that's just right for who you are and what your creative environment is like and your creative work is like, okay? So the walk takes me in deeper and deeper into the woods, which is a wonderful feeling as it's getting darker and darker. And I oftentimes will go lean up against one of the trees. I have beech trees in my woods, I have pines, I have all kinds of maples. And I like to just go up and lean against a tree just to feel how its presence is in the wintertime. Remember, this is the darkest day of the year. From here on, we're going to go back up. So you really want to take that time and be deep in yourself. When I return from my walk, I come inside, and I've spent a little time making a place where I can have quiet meditation. I light a candle, and I light one candle, no more than that. Because you see, I want to celebrate the darkness, but I want that candle there to help me light my way, to help light my way as I'm going down deeper and deeper into myself. And I also like to light incense, because incense just fills my senses. It fills my my environment with this very misty kind of smoky feel, and it feels ancient to me. It just invokes that ancient mood that I'm trying to find. And then I sit quietly in meditation. And this is a time when I go very deep inside. I do not do the kind of meditation where I try to clear my thoughts and make it all as blank as possible and as quiet. I start to journey when I do my silent meditation during the solstice. And I go inward. And where I go is wherever my imagination takes me. So let your imagination be your guide, because this is all about your creativity and your creative life. So when we go, close our eyes and we go inward, it's really important to take our 3 deep breaths. The first breath is to breathe in love and to exhale compassion. Those 2 things are so important for all of us to remember. We're inhaling love and we're exhaling compassion. The next breath we take is abundance. We inhale abundance, but what do we do with that? We exhale generosity. And that's really important. If you have abundance, be generous with it. And we all have abundance. And the last one is to inhale creativity and to exhale all of the beauty that you're going to bring into the world through your creative endeavors. Okay, so after I've done my 3 deep breaths, I use my imagination to do a journey. And I let my imagination take me wherever it wants to take me. Now, I am actively imagining an environment within myself that I'm going to. And then at a certain point, my imagination ceases to be so active, and my intuition, my intuitive powers take over. And that's when I'm really going on a journey that I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I'm willing to just be free and go on that journey. So I invite you to really try this in your own meditation practice. And if you don't have a practice, you can always start a practice, because it doesn't take much time, it doesn't take much energy. Really, it's just find a place that's quiet that you can go to. And I close my eyes, I do my 3 deep breaths. And for me, I go to a place that I call the Council of Women. Now, the Council of Women is a very sacred place for me, but I travel there through woods, I go through fields, I go down into a small river, I go into a garden, I open the garden gate, and how I get to my Council of Women is all those symbols that for me and my soul mean a lot. So you use the symbols that mean a lot to you. When I get to my Council of Women, there are 7 women there. They are the 7 archetypes that have worked on my behalf and for my soul for many, many years, because I've done this for a long time. And this Council of Women is divided into 7 women, and then I'm the 8th woman who stands at the northern part of the entrance to the council. And it starts with the child, who was me when I was a child. It moves on to the maiden, and the maiden is me when I was a maiden. And then the mother, and the archetype of the mother, excuse me, is when I was a mother. And then the grandmother, which I am now. And then it moves on to the artist, and then the seer, and the ancient one. And those are the archetypes that all have messages from me that speak to me when I do my journey in meditation. So when I go there on the winter solstice, it is especially powerful for my intuition because I am fed by going to my Council of Women. Whatever you find to do in your imagination that works for you is what's important. Your soul is at the very center of your life and your being. When you feed and nourish your soul, your whole life opens up to you in a new way. And you become so creative and so happy and so giving and generous to the world because of it. So as you end your meditation, now the fun part begins. Because I do journaling and I do some artwork. Because I want to know what is revealed to me. And unless I write about it, I really don't know. That is the way I process in writing the journey that I've just had. So I get out a really beautiful special journal and I do some writing in it. Now, the thing about writing is so important to realize is that you don't have to have higher education in writing. You don't. When you come from your heart, your writing will really be beautiful. And this is not writing that you're writing for the masses. You are just writing to get the journey down and to just see where it takes you, because writing is a process that reveals many things to us. So take some time, 10, 15 minutes, and do some writing. And if it takes you longer, you can either go back to it or just continue on until you have written yourself out, so to speak. All right? And then after that, I put my journal down, and that's when I start to paint something. And I'll show you a painting that I did after I did one of my rituals. And it's a painting that's very near and dear to my heart. That came right out of one of my journeys. And sometimes what I'll do is start a painting, or I'll start, if it's a big painting, I'll at least get the ideas down by doing thumbnails in a sketchbook, because I like to paint big, all right? I'm an acrylic painter. I like to do large canvases. So I like to have an idea of what I want to do. So I will put thumbnails, which is, I'll show you how to do this, but I do thumbnails, which are small squares in a sketchbook, and then I come up with the ideas of what to put into the squares. And then I will quickly write down the symbols that I want to make sure I add to the painting, and then I make a painting out of it. Now, I don't do the whole painting all in that one time, because my ritual would take a couple days, okay? But I get my painting started. And then before each time I paint, I just take my 3 deep breaths and I start in with my painting. And it seems to really come from that place that I've journeyed to, and it's very meaningful work. So this is kind of a way of connecting yourself to your soul, to your own creativity, in whatever way it works for you. I think you're going to be really amazed at all the beauty that comes from within you, because we as women have a lot of beauty inside us, and there's not a lot of opportunity to bring it out and bring it forward. And don't be shy. Please don't be shy about it. If you've done a painting, if you've done some writing, I'd love to see it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for just going on this journey with me, because the winter solstice is a very special time. And I wish you all beautiful solstice evening, and also great peace and kindness and love at Christmas time.